there was a period of time when I was at the STRG, and there was this business about my lecturing at Princeton and so forth, and I was going to occasionally had one excuse or another to go up to see Ellis Ott, and there was some talk about my joining the staff at Rutgers.
Rutgers, yes.
Rutgers. And,
we speak proudly of Rutgers, incidentally.
Yes. Well, it's a great place, actually. And I thought about it very seriously. Teddy and I actually went around New Brunswick looking at houses, and so that's how serious we thought about going to Rutgers. And I was anxious to get a university appointment in any event. And I remember going and talking to Harold Dodge, and Mason Westcott was there at the time too, and they were quite anxious to have me come on board, and so it would have been a good opportunity. And in many ways, if you could do it a second time, I might have tried that. And I think that the statistics program at Rutgers would have taken quite a different orientation, because when they finally established a statistics program at Rutgers, they sort of made it more mathematical than I thought. They sort of felt they had to out Princeton in some sense, or whatever the motivation was. But I thought in many ways absent Ellis Ott, I think well, I don't know. The statistics department there is a very good statistics department and so on, but I still think they missed a tremendous opportunity. New Jersey, the home of myriad pharmaceutical companies and oil companies and what have you, and endless opportunities for statistics, and they were never really approached by the faculty at Rutgers, I didn't think.
Mm-hmm. So there could have been
much bigger and everything else.
Larger department with a large portion of it devoted to the industrial support in New Jersey itself.
Think of all the pharmaceutical statistics that could have been developed at Rutgers and so on.
Mm-hmm. Did you get the impression that Ellis Ott was heading that department in that direction when he hired people like Harold Dodge and Horace Andrews and Mason Westcott? Yes. Mm-hmm.
But we chatted about this another time, about the fact that Ellis was in the...
Well, he was at University College, which was an evening program.
Yeah, evening programs, that's what it is. And somehow that was just sufficiently detached from the body politic of Rutgers that it wasn't until much later that the university adapted the statistics department as part of the university and not part of the extension activity.
They formed the statistics center.
You're right. So that was an important step on their part. But and then just about that time, of course, Ellis leaves the campus. Well, you were a graduate student under Ellis, and what were you? You were in the
I was in the statistics center that he formed. And then
that was part of the regular university, yes. But prior to that, he was in this extension business.
He maintained one foot in that area. So he had his graduate students supporting faculty members in the experiment station, for example, and various other places around campus. But I think his thrust, as you point out, his initial thrust was industrial applications and. Well, there are many good students who came out of that. You had a letter that appeared in the latest Quality Engineering magazine, in which you talked about Ellis. Can you just summarize the contents of that letter?
He was a perfectly wonderful guy. He would show up at the STRG occasionally. He had some reason to come down and talk to George or talk to me or somebody on the campus. He'd come down, and he was just great. He was always great fun to have around. That's all. Came over to the house and so on. And I've told you about whenever we went up to see Ellis at his house. And he lived across the river, across the Raritan, up on the hills there someplace. You'll find his house up there and so on. So you say, you won't have any trouble. I keep my Christmas lights on. I'll have the Christmas lights on. So,
You never took them down.
Never took them down. That was Ellis. And I can remember once going to Mexico City with Ellis and a trip. And
what was the purpose of that trip?
I have no idea. I can't remember now. No.
Must have been doing some training.
Yeah, something of that sort, right? Yeah.
Now, in the Quality Engineering Journal article, you tell an amusing story about a lady who is on the desk when Ellis comes to visit.
Oh, yes. We had this, as I said, we had a great shortage of secretaries for, I don't know why, because that's how we got, how Joan Fisher arrived as a secretary. And now we had this Swedish lady, I forget what her name was. And she had a very thick Swedish accent. And I'm sitting with George in the office. We're working on something else. She comes in, and she's all disturbed. And she said, she's answering the telephone, and she may even been carrying the telephone with her. And she says, "I don't understand," she says. "This man says he is hellish hot."
Is hellish hot.